We got a real simple question. What are some ways you have used in your dating life to vet if she has an STD? There's only one. You get her tested. That's it. I'll tell you by kind of a Boy Scout. I didn't bat 1,000. Okay. Sometimes Cappy took a risk. But if I would always use protection, and then if we were going to get a little bit more serious, to say we're getting tested, and I knew I was clean, and then there were a couple. Why do you need to know what? Even asking the question will tell you sometimes what you need to know. Like, no, we're gonna. Okay, well then this is over. Yeah, the only way is to get tested, because the the stereotype and the current prevailing wisdom is that, oh, dirty girls are the ones that are going to have STD. Dirty people in general are the ones going to have STDs. But that's not necessarily the case. I mean, anyone can get them. It's bad luck. I knew a doctor that got herpes. Female doctor got herpes. It's a doctor, one of the most reputable and esteemed people out there. So it just like you get a cold doesn't mean you can't get the herp. And just so you know, if you want to go read my book, The Book of Numbers, analyzing the ROI in the pursuit of women, 1 in 4 women have the bad herp, not the cold sore herp, the bad herp. And don't quote me on this, but the majority of them don't know they got it because they are asymptomatic. The majority of people with the herp are asymptomatic. Ain't that scary, huh? And I had a fit that was in the book, The Book of Numbers. I'm like, okay, if you got a non-curable pass honorable STD, that's kind of a deal breaker. And when I did the research on the CDC, Center for Disease Control, I was shocked how many people have STDs. It is more common than you think. Especially when you factor in curable ones and non-curable, like total infection rates, like, oh my God. Some are death sentences. Well, maybe not. They've treated AIDS. Some good news if you want to hear some. They've really kind of managed to beat AIDS down. That's a good thing. You still don't want it, obviously. The herp don't kill you. I think syphilis, they cure it. And then HPV, which is a very common one. They're yet still trying to figure out the results, the consequences. So yeah, it's serious. And the only real way is you go in and, hey, we're getting tested. That's it. That's the only way you'll know, because they themselves may not know. They may be asymptomatic. Now, if you're not willing to do that, all right, and that's just my rule. Yeah, we're using protection until we get serious. We get serious, we're getting tested. And that's one of the qualifications of getting serious. But if you wanted other things, all right, some basic common sense stuff. Who's she hanging with? Cappy, that's stereotyping. You goddamn right it is. Is she hanging with the drug dealer? Is she hanging with the popular kids? Is she hanging with, who she dated? What's her dating past look like? Here's something that you wouldn't think. You got to think outside the box. Who has the most STDs? You're going to sit and think about it. And if you sat about it long enough, say old people, because they have the longest amount of time to get them. The number of diseases you get only goes up. It does not go down. I mean, cured, yes, but the number of diseases you've had only goes up with age, right? So was she dating older fellas? There's not. How many guys did she date? What's her body count? That's another thing you're not going to really know. You could get a feel for it. I use the how many tattoos does she got? How many piercings does she got? That doesn't mean she's got you're right, but it does mean she probably slept with a hell of a lot more people and wasn't too choosy about it. I know someone, I'm sure you do. Shut up, Bucky. So, who's she hanging with? Who was she sleeping with? If she's hanging with those people, she's sleeping with some of those people, and not all of them, but some of them in there. Check the medicine cabinet. Drug use. Cappy, I know. Shut the fuck up. Drug use. Pot. But heroin, needles, cocaine, some of the harder stuff, yes. Mental disorder, fake or real. Yeah, that kind of stuff. And again, doesn't mean that Miss Squeaky Clean doesn't have it, or that Miss Drug Addict tatted up, uh, free spirited, hairy armpitted girl does. There's still an element of chance or luck, or I guess bad luck. But yeah, the only way. Oh, and then finally, I can't say it. I can't. I'm going to say there's a group of men out there that are particularly high risk. And what I would do is you go to the Center for Disease Control, where research has been done by predominantly Democrats and leftists. Because if you're in the government, you did the research. Go look and see which groups of people have the highest STD rates. What do you mean by group? I'm not just groups, old people, Go take a look and then you decide. Okay. So I don't know. I care more about my health than I do people's feelings. So if you want to be serious about it and not get it yourself, yeah, those are some things that you should do. But yeah, go get tested. That's it. That's the only way. And you know what? And you should every once in a while. While you're there, here, make it. Let's be economic about it. Let's save some money, right? You know how much I like saving money. All you got to do is go to like a LabCorp or Quest Diagnostic, any one of these places that run blood tests. Go in, get the battery of tests for the STDs. But while you're there, check up on your cholesterol, your testosterone, any other medical issues your family had, like prostate cancer runs very commonly in my family. So I gotta get my PSA test. Um, uh, Cortisol. It's an important one. Just do it while you're there. Okay, let's check for this shit. Pay the extra $100 or $200. There you go. Any super chats? No super chats. There you are. Some. Oh, that's it. I'll see you guys later, Toodles.